You know what, have not fans? I believe I did a video on this around the time where Melissa took the wheel and made the vehicle flip over, and it was the question of whether or not Veronica was dead. Uh, in the episode The Veronica Show, which was the season 4 finale, if I'm not mistaken. And I talked about, well, if Veronica is dead, how many of you would quit watching the show? And I've seen an alarming amount of people commenting that they would quit watching the haves and the have nots if Veronica died. Now, I'm actually a bit shocked by this because, yeah, if Veronica died, that would actually kind of suck given the fact that she gave us more backstory and character development in 3 minutes than we've seen in quite some time from her when she was telling David about him not being Jeffrey's real father. But I feel like the show actually has more than Veronica going on right now. At the end of season 4, the show had gotten a bit stale for me, and I remember doing so many videos about Veronica being dead, and people's like, man, you could just complaining, what if she's not dead, and you were one saying the show's going to be canceled. Nah, I was speculating, not confirming anything. But I think that if you compare where we are now in season 6 to where we were back in like season 4, I think that while some characters like Wyatt, for example, are still the same characters they've been for quite some time now, there's actually interesting storylines that I really want to get more in depth into rather than what will Veronica do next. You got the Derek Hannah plot, along with, whether or not Candace is going to find out about him being her real father. You have the situation with the FBI looking into Candace, and then the fact, the Candace and Charles plot, which remember back in season 4, I was completely against. The whole Charles and Candace thing, but it's gotten very interesting, and that's just to name a couple of things. And on top of that, the George building his case, given the fact that Wyatt testified with the grand jury, so now the haves have to worry about whether or not they're going to be going to jail, except for Captain, who doesn't care. And that's just to name a few things, not even counting the Malone thing. But I feel like even if Veronica was dead, which I strongly doubt she is, I do feel like there's enough in the show that, yeah, Veronica's the main character, if not the star, but there are other plots now that really have gotten my attention. No, I still don't care about the Jeffrey Justin thing. And no, hi Wyatt, I don't care about that either. But I feel like there are other things in the show now that can carry it forward. I think one of my strongest points for if Veronica was dead, that would actually show Tyler Perry really digging instead of just relying as Veronica as a crutch. Because when you think about it, it's almost like, and this is going to be a weird comparison, but I always make comic book comparisons. It's like Tony Stark died in Endgame. What's the MCU going to do? Go on without him. He'll still be mentioned and stuff like that, but there's still enough going on. Even without Tony Stark, the MCU can go on. Sure, it won't be the same, but move forward. Now, with Veronica, you have the situation of physically she might be dead, but you have all the puzzle pieces with all those lawyers and attorneys and whatnot that are going to come together and screw over Jim, David, and Catherine. Even if Veronica, let me just speak hypothetically. I don't think Veronica's dead for multiple reasons. If you want to know them, go to my video called Is Veronica Dead? I go over those reasons. But if Veronica was indeed dead physically, her presence would still be felt on the show, without a doubt. The puzzle pieces that could ruin Jim, Catherine, and David. What if, let's say, down the road, Justin figures out that Veronica was the one that arranged for him to be assaulted in prison or in jail? There's no telling what kind of will that Veronica left behind for Jeffrey. I would just assume that it will be a video will, because Veronica's so vain, she wouldn't allow anyone to speak for her, even beyond the grave. I could just see it where I would like my son to watch this video by himself. Can you imagine that? Like, it's a video file or DVD or whatever the case is. The lawyer steps out of the room until the video's over. And then it's like, listen here, boy. And then it's like, if you want any of my money or anything like that, then you better get married to a girl and carry on the Harrington bloodline and things like that. I could definitely see that happening. And I wish Melissa would have lived, because I could definitely see that being the case. Let's say if she eventually has the baby and, her and Jeffrey forcibly get married, and then they're at the viewing of the will. I could definitely see It's like if you step out on Melissa, or if you're ever caught or anything with another man, you're going to be under surveillance and stuff like that, then everything will be stripped away from you. I could see Veronica doing that. I could definitely see her doing that. And Veronica has so many different things going on. She's intertwined with so many storylines and characters that even if she died, her death would impact them. I'm not saying they wouldn't be glad that she's gone, but there's so many things that she would leave behind that would self-destruct, destroy. It's like, if I'm going down, you're all coming with me, in the sense that you might not be dead per se, but your lives will be ruined with everything I've set up. So if anything happens to me, you are all screwed. I mean, it's really coming back to haunt her now. I mean, will haunt them, even if they had nothing to do with her death. It would definitely be interesting, because once again, it would just show Tyler Perry stepping up his game, which season 6 definitely a huge step up, because I feel like the show is definitely on fire now like it hasn't been in quite some time. I mean, when the episode aired, you had Veronica. Veronica was trending. I don't think I've seen that in quite some time, when a character from the Haves and Have Not was trending. That takes me back to season 1, season 2, where you would see hashtag own, hashtag Tyler Perry, hashtag have and have nots. Remember, at the time, HAHN wasn't the hashtag. It was literally have and have nots. Candace, Veronica, Jim. Characters were trending because it was that good. The show kind of pettered, I wouldn't say fizzled out, but it wasn't as good. Not to mention, there was way more competition on Tuesday nights. This Is Us, Black Lightning, Flash, everything like that. So it was definitely in competition with other things to be trending about. But Veronica had like 17,000 tweets Tuesday night when I was watching. And I'm so glad I decided to live tweet on Tuesday night. It's been quite some time, but I'm glad I was live tweeting, because it was definitely an experience, to say the least. But I feel that so many characters would be influenced by what would happen based on Veronica's death. So not only would Tyler Perry show that he can step up his game even further by having the show carry on without its lead, so to speak, but also the fact that we would get more character development, because they'll all be running like it's almost like Chicken Little, telling everybody the sky is falling, and they're all running around like a chicken with a head cut off, if you want to use that analogy, because there's so much to think about when it comes to Veronica's death. There's so many consequences that could happen. It's like, who's laughing now, even when she's in her grave or cremated? Who knows how that will work. And she's just destroying everyone's lives. So I just want to get your thoughts in the comment section below on this. If Veronica is actually killed off, would you still watch the show? Personally, well, I do this for a living, so technically I will still watch, but I think the interest of covering up the murder and the repercussions of her death, I feel, are extremely interesting and warrant people to continue watching the show to see what would happen next. So that's my opinion. Like, I mean, once again, I don't work for Tyler Perry or own or anything, so as a fan of the show, I think it's worth watching. I mean, if you refuse to watch because of your favorite character or just one character dying, were you really a fan of the show, or were you just a fan of the one character? That's all I'm saying. So with that being said, folks, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, please. I'd really appreciate it. Hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any new content, and I'll talk to you soon. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps. $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.